Hi everyone, this is a compilation of all the jokes I've done about the single topic of Japan. I've only been to Japan a couple times, but I loved it, loved everything about it. And these are all those jokes right here for you to watch. If you enjoy them, please hit subscribe. I'll be releasing a video every day during the pandemic because I don't have anything else to do. Take care.
I've lived in New York for a while. I love it, but it's definitely made me paranoid. Whenever I visit another city, I always act like I'm from there, so the cab driver doesn't rip me off. I'm always like, yeah, it's good to be back home. Back here where I grew up. Yeah, here in Tokyo. Everything looks familiar because I grew up here. Oh, where do I need to go, driver? I need to go to my old Stomping Grounds. That would be the Holiday Inn. And the address appears to be the pound sign. So, step on it. But I love Asian food. I love Kobe beef. I know I look like a vegetarian, but I'm not. Kobe beef, if you're not familiar with that comes from cows that are fed beer and massaged with sake. And I heard that and I was like, I want to be Kobe beef. Where do I sign up for? Those are some happy cows. They have no idea they're on death row. They're like, it's alive! A little lower, honey. Why the hell this cow go for another beer? You Japanese love design. That sake bottle actually looks like a hatchet. Ow! It's just a drunk cow. And it's appealing, which means it's only a matter of time. You have to try this chicken. It was raised solely on Doritos. What kind? Cool Ranch. But really, Kobe beef shows you how decadent we've become, right? Now it's not enough that we live a life of luxury. Now we need to eat things that have lived a life of luxury. I understand this cow had a good life, but did it go to private school? I only eat cows who went to private school. It did. Do you have anything on your menu that owned a boat? Kobe beef, it's an interesting idea, right? It must have been a surprise for someone along the way. It's like, you like that steak? This is the best steak I've ever had in my life. I fed that cow some beers. You got the cow drunk? Yeah, and then I was massaging it. Why? Why were you massaging an animal you gave a lot of alcohol to? So you could enjoy it. So I could enjoy it? I'm not hungry anymore. I'm gonna go call Special Victims Unit. Let's see what Olivia Benson thinks of this. I got to do some international shows this year. I performed in Japan for the first time, which was amazing. I wasn't in Japan just for stand-up. I was also modeling. I wish that wasn't that funny. But Japan, the Japanese are just, they're better at being human. Can we admit that? They're more polite, they're better at design. The Japanese toilet, are you familiar with the Japanese toilet? The Japanese took the most disgusting experience of human existence and fixed it. The Japanese toilet washes you, dries you, does your taxes. And that is in a Tokyo airport bathroom. You leave a Japanese public restroom cleaner than when you walked in. You leave an American public restroom with PTSD. Your only thought is, how can I forget that experience? Is there alcohol nearby? The entire time I was in Japan, I felt overweight, probably because I am overweight. But generally, the Japanese are thin. There are people that are overweight in Japan, but not like in America. We're better at not being thin. Because if you get really fat in Japan, they make you sumo wrestle. They make their fat people fight each other to entertain the thin people. And the fat people in Japan go along with it. Well, why am I doing this? It's prestigious. Now you try and push that other fat ass out of the circle. Oh, we try not to giggle. But first, throw in this giant diaper and put your hair in a bun. It's very dignified. Japanese are quiet and polite. They're like the opposite of my children. I had my kids with me, and they were always making loud noises. Occasionally, I would catch a Japanese person looking at my poorly behaved kids, and then they would look at me, and I'd always say the same thing. We're Canadian. Of course, we're not Canadian, but that is what some Americans do when they travel internationally. They tell people they're Canadian, which I think is cowardly. That's why I always tell people I'm North Korean. Then I get the respect I deserve. But it's fun seeing the different cultures, the different reactions to things. You know, did a show in Japan. I know Koreans. You guys are good friends with Japan. Japan is interesting because they're very polite and they're very organized and efficient. But I feel like a lot of that Japanese culture is just constructed so that they don't have to really interact with white people. Like so much of their culture, it's like even like paying with a credit card. They're like, you know, put it in the tray. I don't want to accidentally touch your white skin. You know what? Just put it down there, you ape, or whatever you are. You know, getting a taxi in Japan, you know, we'll open the door, all right? You don't have to put your grimy barbarian hand on my car. Just, I'll open it, get in, try not to breathe, all right? Even the taxi drivers in Tokyo are wearing gloves. They're like, you never know when a Westerner is gonna reach over and want to shake hands. You gotta be careful. Japanese, very efficient. Sometimes that efficiency in Japan goes away. Like it goes too far. You know, like the Japanese, not a lot of soup variety in Japan. The soup variety, you can either have miso soup or no soup. That's like, you want some miso soup? Do you have any other soup? We got a larger bowl of miso soup. That is just a commitment to miso soup. I love how it's delivered to the table. It's like covered with another bowl, like, you know, and it's like it's a big reveal. Like, you're not gonna believe what soup this is. It's the only soup we have, miso soup. Miso, curious why there's only one soup, you know? There's some unifying things that I've observed about all Asian countries I've been to. You know, like, for instance, any item is appropriate for breakfast in Asia. It's like, good morning. You know what's for breakfast? Anything you ate last night. You know? It's all on the table. What, rice, pancakes, popcorn, lollipops, whatever you want. It's all for breakfast. But that's, you know, it's fascinating. Still getting used to beans are a dessert item. Kind of new to that. Like, here's a bun, you can get a dessert bun. You can get one filled with chocolate or one with beans. Who's picking beans? It's like, did you run out of chocolate? You know, it's like, so this one's all chocolate, we're out of chocolate. I don't know. Should we fill it with beans? Will people be angry? And of course, the beans are delicious.
Hi, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you want. If you want to see more stand-up, I have more stand-up, or if you want to see an original show like Let's Get Cooking or the Mike and Pat Show, that's available on my channel. But also, just know that I'll be posting a new video every day during this pandemic or until the world ends. Please hit subscribe and turn on your alert or notification button.